Muslims, so the Catalans would wave pork in the air.
Wave pork in the air.
Say "fuck you," you know. We eat pigs. So yeah, very funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good thing that this is a multi-dimensional universe. I mean, you have your people, you know, vegans, and then they are breatharians, or there's all kinds of levels where people operate. You know,
vegetarians.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. You know,
omnivores, people who fast. All that kind
people
of
who
stuff,
fast, or people who just, you know, live on pure white light. You know, you do that too. Basically, I mean, when I was at Rainbow Gathering, I never eat at Rainbow Gathering because I'm always too high. I'm always too high. And I was like, Sam, how come I didn't even drink water? And he says, well, he said, because you're burning, I was burning, you know, because I was doing acid, so I was burning so much fat. I was burning fat. So he says that produces water, so you don't even have to drink, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't eat for the whole time.
I had that last week when I didn't eat, and Susanna said, "What's that smell?"
Oh, really?
I said, it's probably my breath because I'm burning protein.
Oh, yeah, ketone smell, right?
Yeah.
So like nail polish remover or something.
It's disgusting.
Well, not that bad, really.
Here's Mary here. Here's Mary.
Oh, nice.
Mary Nevados. So bashed in. There's a bump in the back where I kicked her.
You kicked?
I was so angry with Susanna that I put my foot through the back door of the car.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel pretty. Anger management is awesome. I had to send that to a few people today. Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word. And I can hear people.
Here's another car. Now, they've got an anecdote for the morning when they say, I was driving in Baldagina and there's a guy standing on a phone.
Right.
Talking.
Right. That shouldn't be that unusual, right?
I suppose so. I could be in distress, needing help. Of course, they don't fucking stop.
No.
But I wouldn't stop for a guy standing in the middle of the road beside the road at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You wouldn't?
Well, I might do. I don't know.
You probably would. Did I ever tell you about? I remember you told me the first time that we had the conversation. You told me that about the time that you were in the car and the drunks were telling you. People were telling you. That happened to me one time. This German woman gave me this car, and I didn't have a license, and I couldn't afford to register it. So I packed all the boys in the car, and I drove to Boston. I met Steven, picked Steven up in Boston, and then we went up the coast. We went up the East Coast from Massachusetts. We drove up. We had camp. I got pictures. It's great. But we went camping all the way up, you know, through Vermont, New Hampshire, you know, whatever. And the minute you get into Maine, it starts raining. Like the rain in Maine is mainly rain in Maine. No, that's true. So it starts raining. It starts raining in Maine. So we went to a motel, and then we went up further up, and it rained harder and harder and harder. So finally, I said, you know what? We got so Steven called ahead, and he got a cabin up in Bar Harbor, and it was in Bar Harbor. So we got a cabin in Bar Harbor, and we stayed there for like about a week, and then I put him on the plane, and he went back to San Diego. But then I had to drive the boys up to Prince Edward Island, right? So I'm driving, and I run out of gas in New Brunswick at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And I got a car full of sleeping kids. I run out of gas on this deserted highway with nobody, and you know, no cars are coming by. So I'm standing there. I was smoking at the time. I was smoking a cigarette, and I'm standing there, and a car comes by. And they said, "Oh, hey, you know," I told them what the problem was, and they offered to tow. They were drunk. The whole car full of drunks, right? So I have all my precious babies in the back seat. So I don't care. Like, I'm just like that. I'm like, all right, God, you're in charge, you know. So they tied my car to their car. They tied my front bumper to their back bumper, right? So I get in behind the wheel, I close the door, and I go, you know, I take off like top speed, and I'm like, Wah! It was great. And what could I do? I couldn't step on the brakes. All I could do was steer.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm just going to.
Exactly the same as my Australian experience in the outback.
Right, yeah. I remember. That's what I remember. That was I wanted to did that, but that's great. But that was fun. I mean, and then they got there and they paid for my gas. That was really nice. You know? So,
very nice.
Yeah.
You know, friendly drunks.
Drunks are usually pretty friendly. Yeah.
It was funny tonight because I took Guillaume to that bar.
Oh yeah.
It's called Casal de Pobla, which means the people's the home of the people. Oh, and it's run by basically the woman Monica rents it from the government because it's the government building.
Wow.
And she's very stern. She's very difficult. Doesn't smile very much. And her partner Miguel is the hapless tattooed guy who's got no fucking clue what he's doing. He's so high all the time. He's no idea what's going on. So he's constantly making mistakes. And she shouts at him, and it's funny. But Guillaume was in there, and one of the local drunks, who is a lovely guy called Ferran, who's the mechanic who looked at the car here. He very kindly drove it, tested it, took me for a beer. He's always drunk. Like every day he's drunk. And so he was drunk, and he said, "Can I buy Guillaume a juice?" And I said, "Sure." And so he goes up to the bar with Guillaume. Guillaume's looking at him, and all the staff and the people at the bar are going, "Ferran, you shouldn't really be doing this. Where's his father?" And he's over there, and I'm going, "It's fine." And then Albert Dross came up to me and said, "Hey, no, I'll deal with this." And he took Guillaume away and got him a juice. So he's great. Albert is amazing. He's the father of Oak.
Oh, great! How old is Oak?
Oak is 6.
Nice.
Yeah, and Albert is very much into being noble. He's like, he said, he loves rugby because it's a noble game between men, and he's basically a millionaire, has a house up in the hills, and he just lives there and mows the lawn.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Cuts the trees, keeps it in trim. But basically, when he's finished his work, he's always down in the village drinking and smoking. That's what he does, and smoking pot. They all smoke pot outside the bar.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's great.
Because the law here is you can have 1 meter squared to grow. So
wow.
I believe someone said you can have 9 plants within 1 meter squared.
That makes sense.
So, yeah. So they
that's nice.
They stand outside and smoke pot and what a funny bunch they are. They're a whole bunch of rainbow warriors. These guys.
Yeah.
And they all know who I am, and they're all sort of respectful of me. So it's very nice. It's nice. It's an amazing place. I hope you get here one day. It's an amazing place.
Sure.
Amazing energy.
Nice.
It separates men and women who have kids, but it keeps people together who don't have kids. So,
wait, what?
if you're a couple and you have kids, then you often separate. But if you're a couple and you don't have kids, then you're fine, and it's easy.
Huh.
They have dogs or cats.
People without kids have dogs or cats. Well, kids are pains in the asses. Seriously, I mean, they are. It's easier to deal with. I mean, they want to get, they want to play stupid games with your head all the time. I mean, you see this constantly. That's why for me it was easier being a single mother, because it was easy just to, all right, you know what, I'm going to do this. I know how to do it. And then there wasn't any that, what do they call that Freudian thing? The Oedipus complex. Yeah, none of that bullshit. It's like you just send the kids go that, you got, or I mean, being a single mother isn't a bad thing. I mean, for me it wasn't bad, because it's just like I got my job. I had, Steven was friendly with the kids. They remained friends with him. He came and did things with us. He used to bring his girlfriends, and I would go camping with him and his girlfriends or whatever. Because for me, it's like, raising a kid's a job, I could have afforded to send them to a school, I might have, but I thought I could do a better job than anybody else because I have a highly elevated opinion of my own abilities. That's my problem.
The thing is, though, you had a job. The thing is, you had a job when you were able to work. One of the things about Susanna that she struggles with is she's not good at getting work.
No, but what do you mean had a job? I didn't have a job.
So,
I raised my kids. I was a single mother. I raised my kids. If I needed money, I got a job doing whatever. I picked potatoes, anything. I did anything that I had to do in order to get the money to buy food for those guys because that was my job, basically. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that's what you did. You were able to get the money. Susanna is relying upon me to give money.
Don't they have social programs for?
Yeah, she had in Spain. They have this ridiculous thing called paro, which is and I want to clarify something about Susanna in a second. But paro, basically, if you work, say you work for 5 years, then money goes to Social Security,
right.
And if you lose your job, then you're given, for the first year, you're given something like 66% of your salary.
For how long?
And then it lasts for like 18 months or something.
Huh. So
she did that for 18 months when Gail was being born, or when she was pregnant. She just saved a whole lot of cash, which was then stolen. But she, no, I'm saying, I'm being a bit unfair to her saying she's not able to work, but she's able to get work if she's got help from other people. But trying to do her own promotion, she's not good at that.
You mean that she has difficulty in the process of job hunting? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, she's difficulty in promoting her own. Basically, she's got a flat full of books on naturopathy. I mean, she would have a great chat with Sam.
It would be great.
She's got candles that she doesn't use. She's got incense she doesn't use. She's got a whole lot of stuff that she never uses, and she doesn't use her knowledge. She's not actually helping him.
She could open a shop.
Well, that's it. Amazingly, synchronistically, she's this week she's going to be working in a shop that her friends have rented as a health food shop. So that's what she did for 5 years. She was a manager of a health food shop, and she's exceptional at that. That's where I met her.
Yeah, that's very good.
So I think if she gets that up and running, then she's fine. And
I'm sure that there's opportunities that could be, I'm sure there's opportunities that could be, not opportunities, but there's things that perhaps the community needs that you find them with, something, whatever. Should she want to, I'm always in research and development. I take money from the government because I always say I'm in research and development. I'm working for a highly specialized project here.
Highly covert forces.
Right, exactly. No, everybody's got different things, I think, but I think it's really good when you have kids. When I had kids, the best thing for me, I had to move into the town or a little kind of a village, I guess you'd call it, because then the kids could walk to any place. I didn't have to drive them everywhere. I could do things for people. I did a lot of things for people in exchange for favors. And I did a lot of jobs where I got to meet a lot of people. But
my Glasgow Taoist friend who lives in Andros in Greece, Nigel. I love that name, Nigel.
Yeah, right.
He told me a story. He said he was going to be interviewed for the CIA in Berlin, and he was late.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
So I'm thinking, are you Nigel? Is that? He says he just shrugged his shoulders. That's the story. I was interviewed by the CIA, but I was late. That was it. That's his anecdote.
Right.
Very funny. So
nobody wants
sitting there. Yeah, nobody wants to work.
Wants a job. No, it's not that nobody wants a job, but it's just so awkward. The whole job thing is just awkward. I think for instance, different times I've lived in temporary autonomous zones where there was no rule. There was no government or whatever, or visible anyway. Not. But people just come up with stuff. If people don't have to do things, they come up with stuff. They come up with other alternatives.
People always work it out. I could say I'm doing covert work for the KGB.
Right. You could be. I mean, what? I mean, the
Estamos
point
redondos,
is
redonda.
intelligence. You're in intelligence. You know.
Yeah, I'm in intelligence, artificial or not.
Right.
I
mean,
what do you think?
For intelligence. Right?
What's a different word? What's a different word for artificial intelligence?
It's not artificial intelligence. It's extra dimensional intelligence, basically. I mean, it's not extraterrestrial intelligence. It's extra dimensional intelligence.
What do you mean? How can anything be extra dimensional?
What do you mean? How can
is it maybe multi-dimensional intelligence?
Well, I mean, once you get past the dimensions that you're familiar with, then you're in extra dimension. Then I don't know how many after that. I think there's 9, but that's me. But I mean, I can detect 9. But when I say
our dear friend,
I know, I heard about it. 2, the 1 to 2. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Well, he says he calls it 10 plus 1. So
10 plus 1 is 11. That's a 2.
Well, he says 10 plus 1, basically a 0 is a false number because 0 is 0, and when you put 0 next to 1, it becomes 10. Therefore, it means something else. Therefore, 0 is only a 0. It's not a number. It has a very good role to play.
You go to 9. Look, you go to 9, and then you go back to 1. You go to 9.
Yeah.
And then you go back to 1. You know, and the 0 is a placeholder. The 0 holds the place because it's giving you it's you know, if you got a gnomon, a gnomon, a GNOMON, gnomon.
Gnomon.
Yeah.
So basically, you're now confirming if Chris Cochran ever watches this video in the future, Chris, your claim that nobody else in the world knows this is wrong. So.
Well, I know.
So fuck you, asshole.
I had this huge fight with a whole bunch of pantheists today on Pantheism Facebook page. Right, I had this I had this big fucking I felt like the bride in Kill Bill. I was just wham, wham, wham with all these people that were they know all about multi-dimensions because they're theoretical physicists or fuck yeah, whatever. You know from experience. Can you use that knowledge? You know it from a book. You know it from somebody else's knowledge. You don't know it from your own experience. So really don't think that you can tell me that I don't know what I know. You know, whatever. But I had fun. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, you could throw in that. Could we possibly expand the epistemology of this argument to include different information, all that kind of stuff? It's yeah.
I try to be gentle with them too. I try to be nice. I try to be nice. You know, I think I'm very nice. I try to be very polite, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna back down. You can't tell me that I don't know what I know just because you have a degree. You know, just because you went to school and somebody else said you bullshit knowledge. You know, that's bullshit. So you went and you got some pre-digested stuff that somebody else spewed out from somebody else and somebody else spewed out from somebody else. Then they gave you a piece of paper with numbers on it or letters on it. Oh, whoop-de-doo, you know? Bullshit. I hate that shit. I always have fights with people about that. It's well, I know. You know, you think you know because somebody told you that you know, but you don't know. You know?
Yeah. I've got a PhD, therefore I can't talk to you unless you have a PhD. It's PhD is piled higher and deeper.
I had no patience for that shit. That's why I never really dealt with academics because I had no interest in them. So most of my friends are people who don't think they know everything. You know, I like people who don't already think they know everything because you can sometimes learn things from people like that. You know, somebody who doesn't think they know everything.
A boy racer just went by.
Who?
We call them boy racers. So people who drive in small cars that are turbocharged and drive at very high speed.
Oh, right.
But he just turned into the village, so he must live here.
Huh.
Probably one of those young ones.
Probably.
They graffitied the place with the symbols of, it's called Aran, A-R-R-A-N, which is the youth movement within the anarchists.
Huh.
And they basically, the bravest thing they do is graffiti Iran on walls.
Right.
And
Well, I mean,
other
that's what,
graffiti.
I mean, anarchy. I mean, you know, when the boys were little, I'm very fussy. You know, I used to be very fussy about the house. I always had to have everything nice, but I don't give a shit. I'm very lazy. I'm not gonna work very hard at anything. You know. So we had this house, and it's like, I mean, every house that we lived in, it was like, I took care of the bathroom and the kitchen. That was it, and my room, right? And the rest of the house was theirs. And they spray painted anarchy signs all over the place. They, oh my God. You know, we had 13 dogs at one time, and the dogs would be all over the place. I mean, it was anarchy and chaos at the same time. But I just maintained these little isolated pockets of order for myself. Right? The rest of the house was something. You know, they had graffiti over everything, and my house was always full of these punks, constantly. They're fun. I thought it was fun. I mean, I'm crazy, but I thought it was really fun. You know. They're punks. They were skate now they're all in they're all like your age or whatever now. But they were really funny.
Pins in their noses.
Right? They had Theo took. I used to work as a phlebotomist. I worked at taking blood, so we always had pockets full of needles. You know, because you put needles in your pockets and you forget to take them out in your uniform or whatever. So anyway, so Theo takes. He just takes it. He took one of my big needles. It just goes like this, right through his nose, pierced his nose, just without any ice or anything. He just went like.
Oh.
Then he put a ring through it. So for years he had dreadlocks and ring through his nose. He looked like Tarzan, from the cartoon.
Have you seen the film?
The new one? I haven't.
Yeah, the new one is.
No, I haven't seen the new one. Not yet. I have to catch up.
It's very good. The guy in it. I don't. The actor is very good. He's like a Hulk, massive guy, and he plays it well. I don't know who he is. I've not seen him in other films, but he's like one of these good-looking, swarthy guys. And Jane is very good. She's fiery and strong, and it's amazing what he does. What I loved, my favorite thing was when he called the crocodiles. He had this little noise. He was like,
yeah,
or something, and the crocodiles all came. And he had a different call for the buffalo and the antelope, who stormed the town and the village and caused chaos. So, and then the lions came, and amazing.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, I'd like to learn that. I'd like to learn how to. I can talk to the birds. The birds know me, but other animals, I haven't quite got the other animals.
I can
talk. Dogs, okay.
I've actually had big conversations real conversations with horses where they actually gave me information. And then and then my family. That's why my family wanted to put me on medication, because they're like, you talk to horses like you're like I'm schizophrenic or something like that, because. I had a conversation with horses or other things like that. So they're like, oh, you're crazy. It's like, whatever.
Well, interesting enough, in Ballygorgina, up the hill here, they have what's called the Black Elk Foundation, which is a bunch of people they've got horses and they work with kids. So I'm going to go and see them at some point.
Nice. My father did that for years. Yeah, my dad. There was a woman up in the hills behind our house when I was not a kid. I was a little bit older, but there was this woman, Elena, and she had a bunch of horses. I guess she was pretty wealthy. She had like 12, but she used to do that. She would take the kids from the, kids with handicapped kids, mental handicaps or whatever, and she would give them lessons. And my father used to go up there and help her, and I used to go help her do that. That was fun. That was nice. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, no problem. Yeah, just another car.
Oh.
I'm quite exposed here.
Why don't you sit in the car?
Yeah, I could sit. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's very calming.
All right, whatever.
I'll go in there. Sit in Mary.
J-Line is your friend, I think, right?
Oh yeah, Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah, he just
nice guy.
Just liked a couple of things. Right. But anyway,
yeah. He's in Washington D.C.
Oh, right. I remember that.
I could actually drive to the beach, couldn't I?
There's
That'd be nice.
Ah.
Beach is about beach is 20 minutes away. I could do that. I can still talk to you while we drive.
Really?
Hang on. Where's my? Yeah, why not? It's recording. That'd be good.
Okay. That way we'll.
So,
my quantified life. It's part of my quantified life. I keep track of everything. You know, because everything connects to everything. So well, these phenomena connect to these phenomena. You know.
And are you curating these videos?
Well, I have them all on YouTube. I even have
them.
What?
Okay. You put them on YouTube. All right.
I put them on YouTube.
Oh, I'm going to disconnect.
All right.
The car's telling me, put your seatbelt on. So I'm going to, just for anyone listening, I don't have the headphones completely over my head, so my left ear is exposed so I can hear the engine and hear.
Nobody can see you. It's dark. Oh, except now. All right.
Yeah, well, I can put the light on here. Look, does that help? There we go. We're driving up the main street, which is called Carrer Nova, which means New Street.
Right.
And the main street's basically about 500 meters long. And that's it. That's the village.
That's it? That's a small town. That's very small. Kind of, right? What's the population?
Are you there?
I'm here. I'm right here. I thought it just
might
up or something.
My reception might pop out.
Right.
When I go up the hill, because I got to go up the hill and down to get to the sea. Yeah, the whole place is owned by about 7 to 9 families. I'm not entirely sure how many there are, but the whole village, the whole land here is owned by a small group of people, and they all are in league with each other. They don't want any change.
Right.
And so they own a lot of buildings and land that they won't give away.
Huh.
So maybe I have to occupy it.
Right. Well, yeah. The thing is, here's the thing that I don't really understand about life is that, for instance, like here, right? There's so many. My friend Andy. I don't know if you ever saw Andy Milford stuff, but he has one of those drone cameras, and he takes he's been archiving abandoned buildings for many years. He's a British chap, but he and Ben used to go into all these abandoned buildings. Like around here, there's so many abandoned, say for instance, asylums, mental asylums, or hospitals, or resorts, or there's all kinds of abandoned buildings that are really functional. They have a lot of good, equipment, and they're fully there, and there's nobody in them. And I'm like, what the hell? Why are these empty? People could be, and not only that, but abandoned malls. So many malls are abandoned. There's so many abandoned buildings. It's like, why? If people want something and they're going to take care of it, great. But if there's something that nobody's taken care of, and that's why we moved in here. Nobody wanted these places. These places were condemned. We got them and we fixed them.
It's interesting that in the building that Susanna's flat is in,
right?
It's all women, apart from one guy who's the husband of Katrina, who's downstairs. But there's the flat the flat below Susanna is empty, and has been empty for 10 years.
Right.
And it's going to be rented by a woman called Julia, who's a red-headed, fiery woman.
Nice.
And also next to Susanna is a flat that I think is owned. It's owned by the bank, but no one knows which bank owns it, so they can't contact the bank to say, "Hey, your flat's flooded."
Why can't they squat then? Why can't people just squat there? And I know I have friends in the city who have been squatting for the past 40 years in the same building, and nobody kicks them out. And they think you know.
I'm gonna try and get in there because I can get in over the balcony.
Oh yeah.
But basically, Susanna's flat was flooded a month ago because next door's flat, the one that's empty, leaves were stuck in the drain and overflowed, and then the flat got flooded, and then it came in through her flat.
Right.
So this flat next door is owned by the bank. It's sodden with water, and I can get in there, and I could live next door. So I could be next door for Guillaume.
You can do that.
Yeah, and I can just break in. And the law in Spain is if you live in a place for 3 days, you can't be removed.
Jeez, that's right there.
3 days. I mean, that's
nothing. You can do
that. They have to get a warrant to get you removed. But if it's a bank-owned property, then the bank don't give a fuck.
Why should anybody care? Why can't people just live where they want to live? I mean, to me that makes sense to me. You know.
Well, also in Balgin, there's a whole row of buildings that were built. Not sure when, but there's nobody in them.
Right.
No one bought them because they're horrible. So basically, one group of people have broken into one and are squatting there. And my new friend Luis, who's a Templar guy, he says, yeah, we go in there, we talk to the group, we say, how did you get in? And we get in and we occupy. And I said, yeah, and we can set up a separate state within Baigorgina.
Well, I mean, yeah, anything's possible at this point in time, you know, because, you know, my goal, my overriding goal in life is to have a rainbow planet, like a rainbow gathering. So when I was at the rainbow gathering, I just wandered around and I would sleep wherever I found myself that night, you know, or even I've done that in life too. You know, I just wander around and, you know, I'm there, I stay there, I go there, I stay there. Somebody invites me here, I go there, you know. Rainbow gatherings like that. They have the kitchens. Everybody has kitchens, right? So the people in the kitchen produce food and then they give it to whoever passes by that wants food, right? That's their thing. Can you hear me?
I'm now doing what's called Las Curvas, which is the road is windy. And I've still got a good connection, which is great.
That's good.
And I wonder if I can find a 24-hour garage to get some beer. That'd be nice.
Right? Maybe. You don't know what's open? You don't know what's going on?
God, that's a steep turn. Wait. Yeah, I'm going towards a place called Arenys de Munt, which was the first village in Spain to vote for independence.
Oh yeah, you told us same day as Scotland or something like that.
No, this is a different place. It was they very proudly pronounced that to the whole of Catalonia. They were the first. Got Arenys de Munt, which is by the sea. Mar meaning sea.
Oh right.
It's an unusual thing to do. I like this. I'm talking to you. I'm driving a car. I've got my left ear is exposed. I can hear, and I can hear you in my right ear.
That's good.
That's good.
Well, sure. I could be your. Well, I could. You know, I'm a very good navigator because I'm a very good map reader. I used to do kind of. I got these stories. You want to hear all these stories? Yeah.
I know we've got stories that we can talk for 2,000 years. Wolfgang sometimes says to me, your problem is you've got too many stories, you've got too much information.
That people tell me the same thing, so that's it.
Choosing what to say is the difficulty. So say nothing.
No, don't say nothing. Say everything.
Say everything.
Right. Say everything. I mean, that's the most fun. I mean, that's I like that. I mean, I like the whole. I love the didding thing. That was my favorite thing. I just like to tell stories. I got stories. I'm writing stories. I'm telling stories. You know, it's just I love it. What else could you do? I mean, what else is there to do? You know, okay, you know, I make oatmeal or something like that, or I just, you know, I paint sometimes, or even when I'm painting, it's kind of telling stories. You know, everything's just
everything's a story.
Yeah, and then like having stories inside stories. So if you have, you know, I remember one other thing I learned from Fleming a long time ago, back in the 90s, I guess. I didn't even know him, right? But he had that website, that World Transformation website.
Yeah, New Civilization Network.
Yeah, but it was a World Transformation website that had New Civilization on it. Like he had a whole bunch of things besides New Civilization. He had you know, this one thing, transformational processing, which was really excellent.
Yeah. That comes from Scientology. He confessed that. He confessed that to me.
That what?
He stole it from Scientology. So he was in the Scientology movement, and they threw him out.
That's great. Well, it was good stuff, you know.
And also, that's privileged. We're recording this, and he's very nervous about expressing publicly that he was in the Scientology movement.
Yeah, let those Scientology goons come around. I'll take care of them. Don't even worry about it. I'm in my capo tutti da capo mode right now. So.
Here we are. This is moving into the Arenys de Munt.
Right. So you probably find an all night gas station up in there, right?
Well, maybe by the sea. I'm not too far from one of the big cities, which is called Mataró.
What is it called?
It's called Mataró. Matar means to kill. It's I'm starting to love this area again, really fall in love with it. And I think if I'm going to put down roots as a base, it'll be here. In this area, because also the mountains are called the Mont Negra, which means Black Mountain.
Right.
And then other side of the motorway, you have Mont Seine, which means the Mountain of Sense.
Mountain of Sense?
Yeah. And it's a mountain range called Mont Seine.
Wow.
And there are 3 mountains. One's called Tour de l'Homme, which means the Tower of Man, and that's my Facebook profile picture.
Right.
One's called Matagais. Not sure what that means. And the other one's called the Agahudas, which means needles.
What is it?
And I think it's called Ajahuda or something like that, and it's called. It means needles.
Needles.
I'll confirm that. I'm maybe not correct there, but there's 3 mountains all connected, and the Tower of Man is an amazing mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Amazing energy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's like the thing. The contacting the spirits of the places. You know, the spirits, the places, and the animals and plants. You know.
Yeah. Talk to them. Say what's going on. How can I help?
Yeah. I mean, that's really important. You know.
It's in my proposal. I wrote that specifically. I said that's my process. I contact the spirit of the place.
Yeah.
And say how can I assist?
Yeah.
And then follow my imagination.
Yeah. No, I mean you do. You get. Yeah. You know, people think that it's not just imagination. That's why people don't really understand. You know, talking to these Euclidean geometers about multi-dimensions, and they're like there's no such thing as non-Euclidean dimensions, and I'm going, there is, you know, and you know, there are, and the thing that people don't understand is that's why they call it string. You know, in string theory, they say that these strings are coiled up or they're really small. They're not. They're just in different directions, you know, that are right in front of you. They're not hidden, you know.
Well, Chris Cochran talks about spring theory, not string theory. So for him, you know, like going up to 9 and then 10 and then 1, 2, it's basically like a slinky. It's an as DNA. So it is. They are strings, but they're springs.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's not how it works. No, because the dimensions are, first of all, nothing that he says makes any sense. I'm sorry. Like, I don't really understand that. How is that a spring? That doesn't make any sense. 0 to 1. If you get 1 and then you get, plus 1, then you got, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make any mechanical sense. Not mechanical sense. I mean, 9 is perfect because 9 you got the 3 and the 3 and the 6. That's a tick tack 3 6 9, right? That's the metronome. Then you got the other, right? The what?
This is the seaside village.
Nice.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Nice.
There's the lovely Christmas lights, which are a bit more impressive than many places.
Really?
Yeah. And but everything's fucking shut. Why can't they have shops open at 5 a.m.? Why is this New York?
That's why I live in New York.
Get a kebab and a beer at 5 in the morning.
Get anything you want, anytime you want. I mean, that's how I like to roll. That's just my personal preference, though. I like to be able to have what I want when I want it.
What's happening here? Is this guy waiting for me? Yeah. Fellow 5 a.m. driver, morning.
Let me see here. So Jay Linus commented. Let's see what he said.
I'm being a bit naughty here. So public confession, if someone looks at this in the future, that technically I'm not really supposed to be using Susanna's car until I buy it, but the agreement was made yesterday, so she said okay. So technically the car is mine.
You're talking. I mean, I don't know. You're talking to somebody here who I just told you maybe 10 minutes ago that I drove from New York to Prince Edward Island without a license, registration, or insurance. I had nothing. I just drove straight up, and then the drunks towed me to the gas station. So did I ever tell you about the time I stole the car from this I think she was a Jungian analyst, but she was really old, and she lived on the top of this hill. And I used to walk up through the mountains to visit my friend, because if you had to go around, it would take far too long. I couldn't walk that far, but I used to walk over the mountains. Where are you? Are you at the beach now?
I'm at the beach, but I'm going to drive to Mataró because it's more likely that it's only 10 kilometers, and it's on the N11.
Huh.
So I'm more likely to find something open there.
Well, you can just pretend that I'm the radio, and I'll just talk away here. you can drive it up.
That's game of now. Game of now.
Oh my God! What's going on?
Yeah, the thing about Spain that a lot of people don't realise is it's a lot more intense than people think it is.
It's a lot more what?
A lot of people think that Spain, it doesn't have great technology, or it's a bit behind. It is behind in many ways because they had dictatorship here till 1978.
Right.
I think, or 76. Franco died in 76. But, or 75. Fuck, if you know these things. But basically, their school system was very poor. Their political systems were fucked. Very much like Italy and Greece. But, they've really caught up, and their transport is amazing. Their trains are wonderful.
Great. Well, that's cool.
Barcelona Airport's great.
I saw your... What the fuck is going on here?
they charge you for it, and, you know, noise.
Oh, you can't see the screen, right?
And the king of them all is, for me, is Schiphol and Amsterdam, which is one way. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, you're sitting on the passenger seat there. It's the passenger seat
I
there,
am.
sitting there. I can see you.
Right. I can't just reach over and grab you, but yeah, okay. Anyway. Why is this happening? Okay. No, I don't like that. That's better. Okay. Now you make me wish I had cigarettes every time you're smoking like that. I would like to ride around guys in cars and drink beer and throw the beer bottles in the back.
Grab the wheel.
No, just you. You can keep the wheel.
Drive us into the sea.
What?
I've been to Chris Thompson. His second wife, he drove his car. Yeah.
What?
I'm saying we've been to Sam, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, can you hear me or just ignore it?
I
Can you
can't
hear me or are you ignoring me?
What? What?
You're back.
I'm back. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you were really glitchy.
Yeah, it dropped the call. But I was saying that my former mentor, Chris Thompson, after his second or third divorce, I'm not sure which one it was, drove his Saab into the sea.
Good. Right.
That was his way out. Ah, there's a petrol station.
Did he ever recover the Saab?
A gas station. I don't know. Probably not, knowing him. I stole his books, and I'm returning them maybe today.
You stole his books?
I stole his Tao Te Ching book and his Catalan dictionary.
Oh. Huh.
Ah, it's open.
You probably have a different. See, I had a big fight with Leon today about ownership. I have a. See, I think I'm like a different tribe system. Go ahead. You gonna do something here? Gonna buy beer? Go buy beer. Whatever you're gonna do. I get this on. That beer? Okay. Why do I want that? I want that. I want that. What do you want? Beep, 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 beep.
I love that.
You know, right? Avon calling. Avalon calling. Yeah.
Avalon calling, yeah. Well, I don't know too much about Heimdall. I know he was played by a guy, wonderful actor, big black guy, I forget his name. There was a very good TV series called Luther, where he plays a cop who is as crazy as the people he's chasing.
Yeah. Well, aren't they all? Aren't they all? They are. They're all as crazy as the people they're chasing. Believe me, I've been on both sides.
You'd have to be able to catch them.
Yeah. Like Grand Theft Auto.
He lived in squats. He lived. He just slept in his jacket.
Yeah.
On couches in broken down places. He occupied flats or lived in high-rise tenements. High-rise council houses in very bad areas.
Oh yeah. It's not. That's not. No, it's not a bad thing, really. Yeah.
And the thing was, he was obsessed. And what I loved about his character was he's obsessed because he said that people have to love each other. And anyone who takes away someone else's partner or kills someone because of whatever is taking away that person's right to love. And so that was his motivation.
Motivation to do what?
To catch the bad guys. To stop evil. It's like someone has to stop this, and because they're hurting people. And
but wait, take away who's what? You know, I had a fight with Leon today because all right, my father. Okay, you know how I feel about my father, right?
Yeah.
When we were kids, something would go missing, and I'd be like, if I missed something, I go up and I look at my father's drawer and I get it because he put it in his drawers, And I say, I took my thing. If you need it, I got it over here. Whatever it was, nail clippers. He liked to steal my nail clippers. I said, I had to go take my nail clippers out of your drawer. He's like, no problem. It's like the Indian. I was telling Leon about Indian giving, like the Indians. Even any kind of gypsy camps or anything like that, if you have, everybody holds everything together. So if I had a sewing machine and you want to use it, you come and get it. Then I'd be like, I can't, anybody know where the sewing machine is because I wanted to use it. And you'd say, yeah, I got it over here. If you need it, come get it. That's how I would work it, in my world.
Well, it's interesting. It's like stealing things, that's stealing fire, Prometheus. And he was, I think I stole fire and therefore I drink because it gets my kidneys or my liver, and my liver's being eaten out by carrion birds. And I'm waiting on Hercules to free me.
Actually, you could just ask Chiron.
Chiron, yeah.
Yeah, to take because Prometheus got in trouble because of Chiron. I think that's the issue between Prometheus and Chiron, which is interesting because see, I have my Chiron, right? The planet Chiron, right?
I don't. Tell me more. I've heard of it, but tell me more.
Yeah, but the myth. All right, you know about Chiron in mythology, right? The wounded healer, the archetype of the wounded healer. Right?
Okay.
So you had the wounded healer, and he was a teacher. He was an immortal. He was a teacher of everybody. He taught Hercules. He taught all the gods. He taught everybody everything. Even the centaurs were a wild bunch, but he was not so wild. But anyway, he got wounded with this poison from one of the monsters that Hercules slaughtered, and there was arrows dipped in this poison, and Chiron got wounded, and the wound would never heal, and he was immortal, so he was always going to have this pain, right? So anyway, the gods were pissed off at Prometheus for whatever the fuck he did, right? Stealing thunder, stealing fire, I don't know. But so anyway, they had gave Prometheus the choice that he could either go to Hades or he could take the place of Chiron, and then Chiron could, whatever. But anyway, what?
Well, that sounds more like a story between me and Chris Cochran than anything else, because he's definitely a wounded healer.
Right.
In constant pain. And if he wanted my fire, I wanted, I'm healing him. That's what Wolfgang's intuition was I gave him a lot.
You gave Chris a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't know it. I refuse to engage with his. He says I'm not a guru, but then he tries to teach me. So,
right.
I don't need to be taught. I don't need to be taught by him.
No, you don't need to be taught by him. That's the thing too, really. You could.
And he demands public.
What is he like? Does he have a foundation? I don't know. One of those things that people do. He's still there.
Public acknowledgement of his teaching, not a guru. I can do anything. Well, you're not doing it though.
Right.
Why do you need me?
Right, exactly. So he wanted you to be like an acolyte or some kind of like minion or something? Is that what it was? His greatness? Bullshit. Where are you, my little friend? My big friend.
Do the fucking. You hear me? Why it's not a good reception? They've got perfect Wi-Fi coverage.
Huh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. It's crackling a bit, but I don't know.
You got this like wind. It sounds like wind or something. Some kind of.
Well, I'm now right by the sea,
right.
And by the electricity lines of the train tracks. So maybe that's affecting it.
Right. Well, maybe.
But it's a beautiful night. Stars are out. No one's on the road now.
Right. I almost can see some stars.
Yeah. I'll put you on my dashboard. There you go.
Huh. There.
Or maybe just see your reflection in the window there.
Huh. What are you passing? Lights? Those are lights? Am I looking out the window?
Yeah, you're looking at your windscreen. And I'm there must be a burger van or something for workers at this time of the morning.
Right, probably. A food truck.
A food truck. When I get to Mathro, which is just up the road, there'll definitely be something. Algae, where's the food truck? And Algae goes, "Hey Graham, what are you doing? Driving at 5:20 in the morning?"
Why not? Right. Can you hear me now?
I said, well,
Nice yodeling.
I like that. I can hear you fine, Jean.
Really? Okay. You sound like you're yodeling or gargling or something. I don't know. Yeah. So I can talk? Oh boy. I can talk. Yeah. See, we should have a road show, and that way you could drive, and I could talk, and then we could have a cameraman in the back seat that could everything that we're saying.
And then I could say, hey, and you could be looking up on on algae going, right, where am I? And I could, my location is shared, and you say, oh, go there.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. But meanwhile, I'm just staying here because I'm doing everything here. So I don't know where the hell you are. I can't find you. You're insane. I'm stationary. I'm at like the stationary point, which is easy for. I mean, I can do anything.
In mountaineering, one person climbs, then ties the rope to a rock, or ties himself or herself to a rock, and then holds the other person, and then they go, climb when you're ready.
That's right, exactly.
And then you climb up, and then you join that person, and then either you go up and hold them while they're climbing.
Right. Rappelling or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's something like that. But I've only done it once with Christopher Thompson when we climbed with rope and no helmets.
Wow.
And we passed a couple of army guys who were full of carabiners and safety equipment and everything else, and they went, "What are you doing? What are you guys doing?" There's a whole bunch of young people running around, just coming out of the nightclub. Fantastic.
All right. That's fun. That's definitely.
Yeah, well,
you could do that. That would be a lot of fun. I would do that.
There's loads of them. There's at least 50, 100 people here. Where the hell they come from?
Nice. It's a place to have fun, I guess, right? That's always good.
Well, it's interesting that they're the girls with their shorts on, wearing hardly anything. You don't look drunk at all.
So you could just go home with somebody.
McDonald's. McDonald's, but they'd be open. Yeah, I think it's they drink, but they just laugh and they don't really care that much about.
Oh no.
Being sick, like the British.
Well, I mean, duh. You don't want to do that.
People in the village above, who just wander.
Wander. What is that? Is that music? Hello, what are you doing? He's just doing something. He's gone. No. Maybe off, I guess.